everybody, Natalia here, and today I am bringing you the first video in a new series titled How to Write Your Novel. This series is going to be all about the way that I go about writing a novel. I am currently working on my third novel, and I am coming across different problems and struggles with this one than I did with my first two. So every novel is going to be a little bit different, but I really hope that in filming and uploading these videos I will be helping you and teaching you something along the way. So stick around, and today we're going to talk about doing all of your research for your novel. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the first step in researching for your novel that I take is going to be reading and reading widely. You're going to want to read in the genre that you write in as well as other genres. Read fiction, nonfiction, how-to books, etc. Read a lot of different authors so that you pick up on all of their different styles. And in reading lots of different authors, you're going to, in return, kind of put together your own writing style. In addition to kind of developing your own unique and personal writing style, by reading a lot of different authors, you're going to learn about the craft of writing. It is something that takes a while. You know, we're taught how to write in school, but this isn't necessarily the creative kind of soulful writing that we love to read in books. So by reading a lot of different authors, you're going to learn how to structure dialogue. You're going to learn how to develop characters, how to put together a plot, how to write plot twists. So you need to be doing a lot of reading if you want to be able to write a strong novel. My second step is going to be learn from other authors, and this is one of my favorite parts of the process. Since I very first started writing, I loved to look up other authors' writing process, their outlining process, their editing process, etc. Everybody does it a little bit differently, and by learning from others, you're going to be able to kind of take bits and pieces from all of the authors that you really enjoy, and you're going to be able to kind of craft a writing process that works really well for you. So by watching this video, you are already at this second step. So after you finish watching it, go and look for more videos. You know, listen to other authors speak about how they wrote their books, how they researched for their books, how they outlined their books, and by listening to all of us talk about it, you're going to be able to really put together a method that's going to work for you personally. Step 3 is something that we're probably all really familiar with and really good at, and that is going to be scouring the internet. The internet is full of information and a bunch of knowledge. It's the quickest and easiest way to get information about anything that you need. So you can get ideas and develop your ideas by looking up maybe songs that have to do with your novel, movies that will give you inspiration, books that you can read, etc. Not only can you research about the topic that you are writing on, but you can also, like I said in the previous step, do research about how other writers go about the process. So make sure that you're really utilizing the internet as much as possible. However, there can be one drawback to this, because what I have found in my research is that the internet is so vast and there is so much information out there that I can kind of get overwhelmed by it if that is the only kind of source I'm turning to for my research. So we'll talk about what else I use in the next step. Alright, step number 4 is going to be getting books from your library, or if you want, you can go out and buy them. I typically don't, I just like to borrow books. Nothing beats holding a physical book in your hand, plus I tend to think that published books are more credible than information that you're going to find on the internet. For example, these are the 3 books that I've been using to do research for my fairy novel. The first is An Encyclopedia of Fairies by Katharine Briggs. Hobgoblins, brownies, bogies, and other supernatural creatures. And you can see that I've already put a few sticky notes on here. I like to mark the pages that are especially useful to me and that I'll definitely be using in my novel. For example, this sticky note is on the fairy trees section. Trees are extremely important in my novel, so this was a really important find. Alright, the next book that I'm using that I have showed you a few times, I think, in the past, is the 25th anniversary edition of Fairies, described and illustrated by Brian Froud and Alan Lee. I hope I said that right. So I have been using this since November when I first started my fairy novel, and again, you can see all these sticky notes pertaining to the information that's really important to me. Let's open it up and see what we can find here. This is a good one. This is a page about protection against fairies. So this is giving me a lot of really good information for my book. And then the next one I have that I have not sticky noted yet is The Creatures of Celtic Myth by Bob Curran? You can see that. And I really love these books. They're illustrated so beautifully. And when it comes to kind of fairy folklore, Celtic, Irish, Scottish myth, I have found that it's really important for me to be reading the stories and like folklore behind it versus just the facts about fairies. So these have been extremely, extremely helpful. What else is in here? I need to read these stories more thoroughly so that I can sticky note these as well. But you can see that I didn't just get one book from the library. I mean, I have all of these to help me with my research right now. And in addition to these, I have been using the internet, but the books have been the most help so far because there's limited information in books, which helps me a lot because if I have 5,000 sources on fairy trees, I'm not going to really know which link to click on from Google, right? But in here, there's one section on fairy trees that gives me a lot of really good, credible information, and that's what I would much rather use over billions and billions of pages on the internet. Now, it is true that I am writing kind of a fairy fantasy novel, but you can use books from the library for any sort of genre that you're writing. You might need a book on cars, magic spells, starting a restaurant, religion, etc. So whatever it is that you need, make sure to check out your local library and get as many books on that topic as possible. Step 5, and the final step I have for you today, is going to be talk to others and ask questions. Talking to people is one of the best ways that you can get more information on the topic that you're writing on. You can certainly talk to people in person. What? But if you don't know anybody that can help with the topic you're writing on, maybe you can access some forums online and ask your questions there. This is a really fun way to not only get to know people, but also find answers to the questions that you are looking for your novel. Alright, so those are my 5 steps when it comes to doing research for your novel. This is going to take probably a good chunk of time. For the novel I'm working on right now, it has certainly taken a lot of time, and I keep discovering new things and new directions I want to go in for my novel. So after you have completed all this research, it is then time to compile it all and build your outline. That is, if you are a plotter like I am. So I did do kind of a quick version of an outline for NaNoWriMo, which you can find linked right here. But if you want more of an in-depth version, that will be coming soon. And I will also be providing you a free example outline. It is the outline that I put together for myself and the novel that I'm working on currently. So that video and that outline will be coming soon. Keep watching, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye!